Hey Libra, here I am, long last. I've been given the green light to come back and do sign readings while I finish up what turned into something that I didn't think was going to take as long as it took, but the psychic guides showed up and took my project away from me and said, no, we've got a bunch more to add to it now that you've done all the work that you were supposed to do. So here I am. Now what I've done to get started, just to get a pack a punch right off the go, I've split the decks of all the decks that I'm going to use for your reading, and we're going to take the energies off of these first cards and we'll store them, we'll put them up ahead, and then we'll go back into the decks and see what's what. Am I missing something? I feel like... No, I'm not. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, what about the Morgan Greers? Well, they're kind of like right in the center there. Okay. So I have Susan Shepherd's Phoenix cards, which work in past life and basically ancestral energy, whichever you prefer for that. And here we have... What's really interesting, Gemini got a hand as well, the other surreal hand. There are two surreal hands in this deck, and Gemini got the other one. Now we have a 9 here of perseverance, proving yourself to everyone. That's how I see 9s, numerologically, progressively through the numbers. And we will get into, there's going to be a cultural meaning to this, background to this card. We'll get into that in a while, so we'll take that energy. And I think what I'll do before we get into the tarot, I'll let you know what it is so that you can contemplate that while we're getting through the whole read, okay? I now have Mel Brown's Aboriginal Spirit deck. Mel Brown is coming from what she probably doesn't call Australia. She's an Aboriginal healer, and we have the Deception card, so we'll get into that later, so if that makes any sense. But her cards and this deck in particular pack quite a punky punch, and so the meaning might surprise you. I have this little deck of cards that I've had for years that carries really wonderful, strong animal energy that resonates with me. Something just cracked. Great. Good. Let me pause and find out which is cracked. I'm not sure. So, if something actually bad happens, oh, something cracked. So that's a message. But yes, so because I work with so many animals at my clients' homes, and I have parrots in particular, 3 of them in one of my homes, this carries strong energy for me. And we have an Ace of Wands there. So a really strong beginning in something that you want to do, or somebody's bringing to you. We have Andre... I always get this. I just went and checked it last, and I get it right, but then I second guess myself. Andre and Gracia, his divine doors, okay? And we have this green gate, these gorgeous flowers, and let's just read it now while we're here. A note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. Okay, so we have that energy. We have, what's very interesting, we have the storks in the Lenormand with a 17, which gives us an 8 of proving yourself to yourself. But the storks are moving, looking for a safe place. And we have a Queen of Cups there. So Pisces energy for me, could be any sign, of course, but extreme awareness. I would say Queen and King of Cups, they wear every crown. They are 12th house for me, and 12th house can take on the responsibilities of all houses and the awareness of all house issues. Pisces themselves can wear every crown. They can take on the concerns of every sign. That's what's unique to 12th house. And so it's not enough to say that they are deeply emotional or deeply psychic. What they are is very versatile. So they can be very analytic. They can be anything anybody else is. So that Queen carries that. It's not just all in the feels or all in the psychic awareness and connection. So let's bear that in mind. But yes, we've got that energy. We have more Pisces energy, more 12th house energy with the 9 of Cups there, with the wish fulfillment, but be careful what you wish for. And then we have Alana Fairchild's deck. And what she has to say, now this is a Chinese painter that she's used for these cards, Wild Kuan Yin. And the scenes are Tibetan by and large that he uses. I can't speak for all of the cards, but becoming friends with yourself. Why not give up trying to punish, push, or force your body? When you push, resistance is created. It's not defiance, it's natural law. This can make life harder than it needs to be. Instead, why not explore and find a way to relate to your body as a friend? Friendship is one of life's pleasures. So does that mean anything to you right now? Let's find out. We're going to pause. I'm going to put these cards aside, and then we will get into tarot and see what tarot needs to say to us. This is to contemplate. Where can I get it so it's in focus? Roman hand amulets. Okay, if that resonates at all for you to think about as we get into the reading. Actually, one thing else I'd like to do is get a couple more doors. I like to have 3 doors. Oh, okay, more green, emphasis on green. Green and gardens. I'm slapping, but let's get one that flies. Hey, Libra. Sun is very much in your constellation right now. I know most people are going to say, oh, 4 doors. Who is lucky, eh? Got some stability there. A door for, okay. In sharp contrast with the greens, with this orange sun. And then this brown door, I believe this is one of those doors that opens from the inside. So something's locked inside. Come across this before. All right, but yes, so further to what I was saying about the sun is very much in your sign, in your constellation right now, Libra. What I found out is that there's actually no overlap between the tropical season of Libra and the sidereal season of Libra. That the sun actually lasts in Virgo for a month and a half, because that's how it runs all the way top to bottom, head to toe through Virgo. And so it by the time the tropical Libra season is over, sun is in Virgo until basically November 1st. So there's every other sign has an overlap between tropical and sidereal except for you. So far as I've gone through, we're in the 7th house now in my astrology workbook. In not your house, but we're actually in Taurus right now, but it's 7 months into it, yes? So speaking very much of the sun, so there's could be timing involved here. It's what I feel. Because the sun is in your constellation and we have it right there in the center of everything. Okay, now we'll get into the tarot. Let's see what's what. And I take tarot cards in the directions that they fall as a form of geomancy influence from at least Ethiopia and Africa, but probably other areas of Africa as well. Not that they do geomancy with cards, but everything depends on the direction things fall in. And I find that helps me because then I can interpret for aspects of planets as well and energies. Sorry for the snowstorm outside. All right, let's see here. For Libra, what are we looking at right now? I don't know what timeline to give this. It could be immediate, but sometimes I found that my readings are ahead by a few months. Wow, that's definite. Queen of Pentacles. Queen. Okay. Mixed identity here. Monarch of Pentacles energy here. King of Pentacles. So for me, this is 10th house and Capricorn energy because I switch up air and earth classifications. And there's nothing sacred about anything Ptolemy did. He took most of what he knows from other people, namely Indian people. Well, African people as well. But for me, Pentacles energy is very tied to deep magic, manifestation energy. So when I see a King or Queen of Pentacles, it's like, watch out. Full wizard, full witch, full shaman, full everything, right? Because they've manifested things materially beyond what they normally, the credit they normally get in a tarot read. So let's say, and because I put this with 10th house energy, King and Queen Master energy with 10th house, and that's why, and Capricorn rules 10th house. For you, Libra, I put you as fixed air. I put you as Knight of Swords, when others would put you as a Page of Swords cardinal, right? For me, you are absolutely fixed, hold steady energy, negotiating energy, 7th house. So likewise, I would put Aquarius as King, Queen level of air, of swords. Okay, but we have it strong here. We have it very strong here. Okay. With this Ace of Wands and move. Okay, so in opposition to this, what needs to be reconciled with this King, like in a chart, when you have planets opposing each other, they have to succeed together. And the issues that they're in, the houses that they're in, the concerns, those have to be, they have to grow together, they have to win together. So if there's a fall behind in one, the other's going to pull it up. So we have Scorpio energy here, we have 8th house energy here. We have a gift of 6. There's a gift that needs to come through to you, or you need to give. It's tied to spirit world. It's tied to the past, possibly, but it's definitely, because it's Scorpio, it's definitely tied to spirit guides. It's definitely tied to one foot in this world and one foot in the next. And the ability to take what is, if we look at the function of the Scorpio house, the ability to transmute, the ability to take something that's dead, whatever's energy is dead, and shift it and find and put it into a new life energy. Yes. Which would bring in that Ace of Wands, which is in the upright. But these two have to succeed together. So one brings the other brings the one. Yes. Ooh, something else together in opposition as well. And in the same direction. These are not, this is not butting heads with these two energies. This is actually, now the question is which goes where, or does it matter? We have, absolutely, we have this water energy, so the psychic connection. We have in reverse. I want to say, well, let's focus on the positive then, and let's put the uprights together, and let's put the reversals together. We do have doing the right thing in spite of heartbreak. You know what? And then this is echoing, isn't it? We have a lunar eclipse coming up in Taurus, yes? So that could be the timing, because we have the sun emphasized and now we have the moon emphasized, and this is divine timing. For me, the moon is all about safe passage. And as Tarot Victoria pointed out, you have a wolf and a domestic dog. So you have the choice between, or the awareness, I would say, of the wild, your wild nature and your domesticated nature, your subservient. So there's your will and there's God's will. Yes? Both serve. You also have the 2 tower protective towers. You have, see the safe, it's safe passage because the lobster's coming out of the water. It feels safe enough to come up. And then the pathway home, staying on the path. Staying on the path. So in tarot, this is Pisces energy. And in astrology, it's Cancer energy. But these two things need to be, they need to succeed together as well. So I think the strength is if we take this Ace of Pentacles, the wish fulfillment of the Nine of Cups, okay? If we take this and they work together, this moon, because see how visually they're echoing each other. So this lunar eclipse, and for me this is Gemini energy, third house energy. Normally it would be seen as your energy, Libra. Is this where we get into the deception? Anything else we want to say from tarot? You know what? I feel, is there anything else Lenormand wants to say? And I know we've got candles burning out. We've got flames burning out, and I'll relight them once I restart the camera. We do have energy that is basically squaring off. Okay? This one's at a slightly different angle. I'll do my best to keep it at that angle. Okay. So we have a gentleman here with the ace. We have, look at how many aces we have, good God. We have 3 aces on the table. Squaring off. He's definitely stuck. We have a gentleman energy stuck here. Spiritual fulfillment, yes. If and we have a sun. We do have a sun with the Ace of Pentacles. So we have, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so here I could see the Ace of Cups, yes? And we have this gift of this cup. And here we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Diamonds that this king is holding, yes? All these things that need reconciling. All these things that need reconciling. Okay. And we do have that door that needs to open from the inside. Okay. I think what we need to do is to get into these heavy duty cards. So let's get through the doors. See where the doors are taking us. We know where the one is taking us. Let's see where these 3 are taking us. And then we'll get through these 2. And then we'll finish up with Wild Kuan Yin. But see how, and then the... But see how smart this, I said how smart this Queen of... Reading from Mel Brown's Aboriginal Spirit. I'll hold the card up. Deception can be defined as the intended act to mislead someone through trickery and fraud. In many situations, this may be the case. However, do not forget to acknowledge the deception that can be the misunderstanding of oneself. Sometimes we may think we understand or know a situation only to discover our intuition knew the real truth all along. And that would be our own minds. I'm not fond of the word intuition. That's me saying it, but not Mel. But I'm talking over her and I shouldn't be doing that. Often it is distrust in ourselves that is the biggest deception of all. War and deception are raging around you. It feels like it's been ages since peace has surrounded you. And you may be feeling traumatized by your constant use of survival tactics. Time to take control and call a truce. Take a breath and take some time out. This is one occasion when turning the other cheek is not in your best interest. This is a time to stand up and be counted. You do not need to fight this one, not literally, but strategically. Use this time to recharge your batteries and plan a strategic defense. Put your defensive plan in action and put an end to this madness and move on with more important things in your life, like looking after you. Okay, strategy, strategy, strategy. I love her deck always catches me off. Even if I've read a card before, she's got tremendous punk energy to this, and I love that. Never underestimate Aboriginal ancestors for calling people out on their shit. They're so soft and sweet and gentle, and then they slam you into the wall. But let's just consider how this card applies to this situation. If the Moon card is representing deception at all, then the deception needs to be reconciled with this Three of Swords, with the heartbreak, yes? They need to succeed together. And so whatever needs to be known needs to be brought into a line. It's going to work with the doing the right thing. When is that not true? I'm not sure. But what matters right now is that they're in opposition and they are succeeding together. They are working together in divine timing. And the gift, this transformative Scorpio 8th house energy, yes, with reputation, looking after you, this Queen of Cups and these Storks, getting where you need to go. There's movement. This is like very fast movement in this card. With this Ace of Wands, absolutely. The gentleman that is stuck. This could all be the same person. Okay. Now let's do some even heavier digging with this card. Okay. Okay, so now I will read for the Roman hand amulet. But let me see if I can get the focus fixed properly. There we go. Okay. Now, Susan, let's just see here. She puts, I'll show you, hang on a second. I forgot that I was going to show you something. Okay, so here, Susan Shepherd's Phoenix cards, yes. I'll try not to dip it into light, but here is the layout for the reading that she does with her cards, which is just, it is a very, very powerful read, especially when, and she came up with specific meanings for each position. Yes, interpretations of each card. Just to give you an idea of the amount of work. What a brilliant mind Susan Shepherd has been. So I'm going to read this card, the Roman hand, in all of these positions. And I'll try not to take too long to do it. So I could read out the descriptions of each position. Sun, moon, etc. But let's just stick with what you understand them to be. Sun, I would put as instincts and triggers. She does a description for each one. But let's see here. Now I gotta remember. That's the 9th card. And of course 9, again, perseverance, right? In the Sun position, instincts and triggers, my shorthand, you're feeling solid and sure of yourself, but the raw energy you're generating needs to be carefully channeled and placed in a structured environment. Okay, you're on a powerful horse, but you're riding without using the reins. The horse is taking you to many exotic places, but you're not in control. Now is the time to gather your forces and hone them to a keen edge. Unless you focus your power, you will have many interesting experiences, but still not achieve the things you desire. Learn to discipline your energy. Okay, yeah, it's a tremendous amount of, it's do or die time, basically, is what we're saying, yeah? In the moon position, which I count as your conscience. Just turning the page there, sorry. I needed both hands. Like the reins, need both your hands. So don't be using one hand. This is an ambitious and innovative time. You have recently become aware of your practical needs. The soul radiates an urge to achieve and hold power. It's very important now to remain aware of the needs and wishes of others. Oh, yay. Okay. You may but you just found your own. Sorry, Susan, I won't talk over. I always talk over you, Susan. Okay. You may overlook the desires of your loved ones in order to get ahead. Learn to follow through with projects and people. Ouch. Okay, but that's the key to success. All right, changing the page, and that's so yes, and in terms of moon position and conscience, yes, fine. Now in your mind position, imagination, problem-solving position, magician position of Mercury. This card choice indicates a rebellion against being controlled. Others may feel that they must resort to iron-handed disciplinarian tactics to hold you down, but you're not taking kindly to being bossed. Jeez, yes, okay. Others must demonstrate that they can teach you something before they earn your respect. Now is the time to apply a little self-discipline and flee the grasp of those who attempt to restrain you. All right, so instead of, who would you rather be angry at you? Somebody else or yourself? And I always choose, I'd rather somebody else be angry at me than be angry at myself. They feel, okay, I won't speak for her. She says enough herself. Now we move to the Venus position, which would be your attractions and appetites, your prenuptial energy of being able to negotiate for yourself, knowing what you need, in my shorthand anyway. And I did not turn the page enough. We're at the top of the next page. Okay. No, we're not. I went too far. Where the hell did it go? There we go. Okay. Went too far, if that sounds right. There's a power struggle here. The Roman hand amulet is a card of conquest. No one likes to lose, so the harder you push, the more resistance you will encounter. Be careful of cat and mouse games in your romantic relationships. The pursuit is stimulating, but you must consider if you can actually be comfortable with the constant push and pull that occurs. Now is a good time to pull back and give the other person some breathing room. So the power struggle. The harder you push, the more resistance you will encounter. So just a lot of very strong energy, and the emphasis is on not overpowering everybody else to the point of losing too much. But you're not responsible for that energy. You've arrived at it. And you have to not get, because really it's going to overpower you then, yes? The Saturn position. And then the energy wins. It doesn't care. Saturn position. For me, that's your fears and your boundaries. I'm just getting the page here. Again, I'm overshooting. Fears, boundaries, and calculated risks in my shorthand. This may seem like a period of crisis. You must come to realize practical truths and take responsibility for the destructive results of any impulsive actions. Confronting reality is a harsh process, but one that's necessary for your growth. You stand to gain a new perspective and greater confidence. Now is the time to gather your resources and recognize the value of introspection. May seem like a period of crisis. You must come to realize practical truths and take responsibility for the destructive results of any impulsive actions. So, the inevitables, on whichever end of the spectrum that applies, right? It might be hitting harder than it needs to, in terms of reading this description to you. You stand to gain a new perspective and greater confidence. Confronting reality is a harsh process, but one that's necessary for your growth. So the question is, what's been conflicting with the path of realizing the practical truths? Right? So now is the time to gather your resources and recognize the value of introspection. Okay. Saturn, Saturn, Saturn. Okay, for the Uranus position, which should be your unique abilities and interests. For me, Uranus and Urania and Aquarius, they all tie through through my experience of analyzing the house in my astrology workbook, 13-month program. Then I've found out that it really is about your childhood and what makes you happy. What really made, you know, that was unique to you, and getting back and reclaiming. So this card choice signifies both genius and impatience. Your mind is especially energetic and original, but it lacks restraint. As far as friends and partners are concerned, you sense some tension and stress. This card in this position is a warrior placement, and the moment somebody tries to restrict you, you will rebel. Learn to cooperate for the time being so others can appreciate your originality. Things will flow much more easily if you do. So heavy, just a lot of tension, I would say, overall. If there's any tension, then this is why. Then this is why. And the final position, Pluto, your hidden powers, your hidden strengths, your hidden wealth. This card position shows a temptation to assert your will at all costs. Courage and persistence may inflame your desires. Consider the needs of others and add a greater dimension to your dreams or pursuits. Your temper may flare under stress, or you may discover that you have developed a blind spot. Think carefully about what you truly want. Be wary of becoming overly forceful. So it sounds like basically you're on the verge. Yes. From all those warnings, there's tremendous power, and you just don't want it to. It stands a chance of overpowering you. So let's just review here. Right. Yeah, all that sun energy and the lunar eclipse. And see how we even have lunar colors and solar colors. Yes. This is a very harsh time, but necessary. Necessary. Okay. Yeah, never pull a punch. So these things squaring off, these oppositions needing to be reconciled. Oop, and there I go. And that gentleman stuck. And that queen. Okay, it's all working together. Yep, those different seasons of love. Yes. Okay. I hope this helps, Libra. And I will be back soon. Much love. Good luck with the lunar eclipse. And good luck with your power. Awesome things are coming. And you need to, this is where you step into the next level, right? You get this right, and then you don't have to, yeah, of course you're going to get it right.